Howdy, everybody. As you can see, I'm pretty Packer geared up. They got a great win yesterday. Played fantastic. Honestly, they played the way I thought they would. I know there were some Packer news people that thought that it might be a little bit of a shootout, and I could see why. Honestly, Atlanta has an explosive offense, but for whatever reason, Green Bay was able to neutralize that, and I think that was just a good plan. Anyways, let me get into this. This one's going to be really biblical. I haven't made a video in quite some time because I haven't had the words. I just don't know what to say, and I'll be honest. I've been dealing with a lot of up and down right now with my depression. I know I've had it for years. Um, some of it probably self-induced. Then others just really it sticks around because I don't always lean on God. I don't always lean on Him. I don't always pray. But with that being said, one of the biggest reasons why I've been up and down is because, like I said in a previous video, I'm doing these videos to make conversation. And I'm doing it also because I believe this is what God has called me to do. I truly believe that this is what He's called me to do. And these vlogs are really an extension of my blog that I had going. And I should have never really stopped writing in my blog because I did enjoy it. But I will admit it got me down when I wasn't getting a lot of views. A lot of people weren't reading my blogs. It got me down. And it broke me up to the point where I'm like, well, this isn't heading anywhere. I'm just going to focus on normal everyday work. And I shouldn't have. I should have kept going because really I knew that it would probably take years to really get off the ground. And same with this. I know this is going to take time. I no longer care that I'm only getting 11 views. I want more. But I want more because I want people to see this. I'm not getting paid to do this. I'm doing it completely free on my own. And eventually I'm going to spend money on it. I'm going to get me an HD camera and stuff, and I'm gonna try and do everything I can to make it better. I'm gonna start adding people into my videos. I'm gonna start chatting with people, like on several different topics, and I'm looking forward to eventually talking to my pastor about paranormal stuff. Most of you, if you know me, I'm big into the paranormal side of things, but I do have a very big thought behind it. And in fact, I've only seen one other that would agree with my thought on that stuff, and it was unintentional. It was just a sign put up on a door. But anyway, again, going back, I've been dealing with a lot of up and down, my depression. I have been wanting to just have it end, just wanting it to be over. And I've been going through this for most of my life, up and down. I no longer think about suicide, but death, sure, certainly. Think about dying, and I think about just being able to go home, just going to heaven. And I even talked to my wife about it yesterday, and you know, yeah, she told me, she's like, well, I don't want you to die. And I already knew that, and you know, I hate feeling that way because I do have a wonderful wife. Um, but man, that's the thing. Even sometimes when I get really, really low, I'm just having really bad days. God shifts me. Somehow He just does. He comes in and He's like, wait a minute. And it reminds me of all these blessings. I have a wonderful wife. It sucks right now because I can't get a job in my degree field, and I've been searching for jobs that would fit my degree. I can't even get a call for an interview. Like, what the heck? I graduated with a 3.4 GPA. I have a bachelor's. It's not like I went a short time in college. Yeah, I graduated late, but I also got started way late. So I know, I'm a little older than most people coming out of college that have bachelor's degrees. I know that. But I look at that and yeah, it disappoints me and it frustrates me. But again, God steps in and He just changes my. Again, I'm married to a wonderful woman, to a wonderful lady. He reminds me that even though I don't have a job yet, I'll be okay. I just gotta keep going on. I gotta keep doing what He's doing. And then I'm reminded too that I do have people that love me, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like it. And that's my um, low self-esteem talking. That's my depression talking. It's not God. My friends truly love me. I have wonderful friends that I have almost pushed out of my life because of stupid things that I've said and done. But yet here they are, still my friend to this day. I I have a wonderful family. I have a beautiful niece, and I have nephews from my friends, or it might be a nephew and a niece. And yes, I consider my friends kids. I consider myself an uncle. They may not. I don't know, but I will. Anyway, so God puts those into my head. And then it gets even better because then the right songs come on when I'm listening to my music. A video that I watch, whether it be the Unashamed podcast, whether it be Brandon Tatum, whether it be ABL, or Jonathan Cooper, all these people, or just even simply going to church on Sundays and listening to the pastor preach from the Bible. All those things just bring me back into the mold and remind me, like, even with hard times, God is good. And even with hard times, God is always here. He's here now, and He'll always be with us. If you're a Christian, I want to encourage you on that and just remind you, hey, if you're going through something rough, don't worry. God is still with us. Jesus promised that even though He ascended in heaven, He would still be with us. And He is with us through the Holy Spirit. And we get to experience His great love through us. And so, yeah, I hate that I ever get depressed. I hate that I ever feel so down that I would honestly ask for Him to take my life. I hate that. I'll tell you right now, I will be 100% happy if He comes back today. And I'll still be joyous if He decides to take me home today. But I want to say it in that positive way. I want to be more positive when it comes to it. That it's not about wanting to die so much as being with Him. I want to be with Him physically. And I can't wait for that day. I'm looking forward to it. And I hope as Christians you all are. Even non-believers. I hope that you are still about something.
Judeo-Christian philosophy.
Sorry about that. I hope that you're thinking still. But as Christians, seriously, it's okay to be excited about the day that he comes back, or excited the day we get to be with him physically. And we should be. That's the hope that's promised, right? That's the hope that is promised for us. That he has made us his own, and that he is going to bring us to him. It's the greatest promise in the entire world. And he reminds me, and God reminds me. And I'm so thankful for that. I do want to get into some other things here. I do want to let you know, like I said, I want to make conversations with this video. So now I'm transitioning into this. Eventually, I'm going to have people on with me and talking. And hopefully, I can eventually reach people to come on and speak with me. They're even big. Somewhat big. At least in Fort Wayne, Indiana area. So, let me just say this. Let me just say this. It's going to be all kinds of topics, and I want to cover them because I want to reach on a biblical standpoint for a lot of things. I'd love to get into it about evolution and science. I'd love to get into it about politics. I'd love to get into it when it comes to atheism. I'd love to get into it when it comes to the paranormal, like I mentioned earlier. There are a lot of subjects, and the biggest reason why I want to cover all of these things because there's a biblical way we can go about it. I saw a video. I was doing a little bit of research actually for my own video, and I saw a video, and it was of a pastor debating a college student, and you could clearly tell. I don't know if he was a pastor or what have you, but you could clearly tell he set out to debate people. And I'm sorry, debates are fine. But if you truly want to reach people to Christ, it should be about conversation, about getting to know someone. All right? It should not be about proving the existence of God. Because I'll be honest, if you read scriptures, if they've already decided in their hearts that God ain't real, convincing them otherwise ain't gonna work. So get to know them. Have a conversation. I really dislike that video. He set himself up to fail. That college kid seemed a lot more intelligent. But I'll be honest. There were answers to give that college student that pastor didn't give. God has called us to be wise. And what is wisdom? Wisdom is acting in the ways that he has taught. It's seeing what he tells us in scriptures and living it out. That's the best way we can witness anyways to anybody. He has called us to be wise. And part of being wise is also using common sense. And quite frankly, common sense and being wise means you're using your heart and your brain. And most people today just want to use their brain. I'd love to get in on that conversation too. I love neuroscience. But it's true. Most people are just using their brains. I wanted to say a little extracurricular stuff there, but I'm not gonna. But think about it. There are plenty of people that are way more knowledgeable than me, but it seems like they don't use their common sense. Really think about what you're saying. Really think deep down what you believe. Really dive in. You believe in higher taxes on the rich? Well, the rich are the ones that pay your salary. So common sense to me says, I'm fine with taxing them, but I don't care if they get taxed more than me or taxed the same. If they're okay with being taxed more, good for them. But if I'm thinking on my terms, I like the idea of knowing I could potentially get a raise. And you can't do that when you want to tax the wealthy that pay your salary more and more. That's what I mean by common sense. Like, it's happened in the past and it'll happen again if you raise taxes on the wealthy. And I get that they're, you're talking billionaires. You're talking billionaires. They make plenty of money. They can afford this or that. True, but a lot of their asset also comes from their business. So really, their businesses are making more money than they are. You tax their business and you tax them. They're going to have to figure out a way to balance that. And they will. And some of the ways they will, firing people, decreasing wages, increasing prices. It'll happen. It's happened before. And another thing they'll do is they'll flee the country. They've done that before. In fact, I remember watching a Notre Dame game against Navy in Ireland. And the Irish, I don't know what he's called, but the leader of Ireland thanked America for all the businesses that came over to them. Do you want to know the real reason they did it? Cheaper taxes. Ireland wasn't taxing them nowhere near what we were. And now Trump introduced tax cuts. Oh, look what happened. More businesses wanted to come back. Look what happened. Businesses wanted to give out bonuses. They were like, hey, we got extra money. Let's give it away. Did it actually happen? I don't know. It's not like I follow that story religiously, but I'm still saying that's what they said. And if it did happen, think about it. You say you only want to tax the wealthy more because you want to help the poor. You really truly want to help the poor, let the rich continue to be rich. Because they got there from one, being smart, working hard, and making a product that people want. That's why they're rich. And if you really truly have a problem with that, stop buying their stuff. Stop buying it. There's your simple solution. You want them to lose money? Stop buying their stuff. Because at the end of the day, people will get hurt from higher taxes. It's happened before, and it'll happen again. But I also would say, what is wrong with a flat tax? What's wrong with 10% flat? You go, well, now the rich aren't paying as much. Make it a 10% tax. And make it to where there are no loopholes that the rich can get away with paying less just because stocks are taxed differently, by the way. The money you make through Wall Street, it's taxed differently. Get rid of that. Make it a flat tax. This is what you're going to pay for all the money you make, period. I want you to do yourself a favor. Open up a calculator. Type in 10,000 times 10%. What number you get? Then do the same with $1 billion. what do you get?
LD.
What's the number you get? What number looks bigger? Yeah, they're paying the same percentage-wise, but actual money-wise, they're giving a whole lot more. A whole lot more. That's simple math. It's simple math. Stop thinking we need to tax the rich more. We don't need to tax them more. What we need to do is make it a flat tax, get rid of loopholes, and there you go. Because a billionaire can most definitely afford a 10% tax. So can their business. You're making billions from your business. You can afford a 10% tax and still have money to pay a whole bunch of people. Shoot, and actually, that'd be even better because what are you paying now? I'm pretty sure it's more than 10%. So, but that's my thinking. And yeah, logically, it makes sense. I'm probably not iterating it very well, but common sense. I don't know. We should definitely be using more common sense. God calls us to be wise. Use that heart and your brain. Don't just use your brain. God gave us more than that. Anyway, that's mostly what this video is about. And I appreciate all of you. I know this one's long, so bear with it. Please like, comment, share. I've enjoyed it. A couple of my videos have actually gotten a couple comments. Not many, but some. And I'm glad, and I want more. That way, more and more people can see these. I want people to be inspired, encouraged, and unashamed. I think the more and more of us that Christians that are doing stuff like this, the better it'll be. And thank you all. God bless.